Ugh. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on. Where are you? Come on. Where are you? Come on. You know the thing. Come on, Burn Barrel. Where are you? There you go. Here I am. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, Gazuka. All right, so let's start right here. We met some. We met Danny and Veronica for the first time in person yesterday. Me and Alice went down to Burlington to Tony C's. Some Menners from the KMS world, Tim and Canton, and Steve from Merrimack. And Tommy, New Hampshire was not there, but it was good. I was thrilled that Alice came out. And she was wonderful. She looked very pretty, and she was great. And you guys are great. Thank you so much. I don't love that Steve from Merrimack is taller than I thought. He's within range, and Tim from Canton is ripped. Dude, you're like 55, Tim. Why are you ripped? Get fat for frig's sake, just a little. But it was a great time. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you for your generosity as usual. I am a leech, and it was not my intention. Alice needs to step up and make sure that we're not chuds out there. That's her job. She gets paid more than me, so it's her job to be the man. She's the man in all the other ways. All right, we're going to. It was great, but you know what it did? It has solidified my opinion that club sandwiches suck. I got a club sandwich. It was fine. Yeah. It's my own fault. A club sandwich is a club sandwich. I just needed a couple of bites because I was starting to feel the blue moons, the beers. But it's just boring. They need to be phased out. I think. I seem to remember they were much better in like 1983, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so you probably know that the Graham Pollard big blockbuster came out in the New York Times today. Now, supposedly they were going back and forth, the Platner people with lawyers and DNC with the New York Times and trying to figure out what was going on. The rumor was that there was an allegation of sexual assault in his past. If there is, it didn't show up today. Now, what did show up today was some weird stuff, but we went through this on Mainwire TV while it was happening. We started reading this while it was happening, and I'm going to play just us reading the meaty part, the part that's kind of interesting, and we'll take it from there, and then we'll talk about it in just a moment. So here we go. Mr. Platner could be charming and charismatic, they recalled in interviews, but also demeaning to women, and in at least one case, even physically threatening. He drank heavily and was regularly unfaithful. Mr. Platner could be rough with her, Miss Fifield said, particularly when they were drinking, leaving her shaken and sometimes afraid. In the interviews, Miss Fifield grappled with how to process her experience. She was quick to note that, quote, he never hit me. He never punched me. But she said he regularly grabbed her by the shoulders, sometimes hard enough to leave marks, and on one occasion yanked her out of a cab by her wrist after an argument when she wanted to stay in the car. During one argument, she recalled he So,
Uh,
by the way, I just want to say so far, I mean, I have been younger and in a relationship when we'd be really drunk, and I was like 20 years old. That me and my girlfriend then would get loud. She'd get physical. I never got physical with her. First of all, I don't think I could have taken her. Her dad was like a boxer, so she knew how to. She like punched like combo. I didn't see him coming. I was like, but this was my girl, Susan from Malden, and she was tough. But she would get like angry and like crazy, and so we'd be young and drunk and out of control and yelling. And one time we had this drag out yelling fight, and it ended. I had an apartment in Medford, and we went out. Our yelling spilled out at each other while she was leaving, right out into the streets, and cops pulled up and went after me. They're like, "You're a tough guy, huh? Tough guy," and in my face. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody called the cops. Like, and he goes, you hit your girlfriend? You think it's good to do? And the other guy just taking her aside, trying to console her. And then they only realized a little bit later they're at the wrong address. But they just happened to find a couple fighting, and but it wasn't. Yeah, but like, so I understand. I think most guys, girls, maybe you don't. Like, you've seen or you know this guy who's gonna be wasted and be an a-hole. So I'll get back to me telling you about what he's doing. Twisted her arm behind her back. He shoved her into a bedroom and held the door closed from the other side so she couldn't get out, telling her to remain there until she was calm. Eventually, Miss Fifield said she fell asleep. Women like to hear that, by the way. They like that, especially when they're wasted. They like to hear you'll be able to leave when you're calm. Have I ever tried that with Alice Shattuck? Who we have had times where we've had a couple of we went camping once and Alice was wasted. And she was a pro playmo. She was attitude, little blonde attitude, and she was it wasn't great. It wasn't a great. It was not a good evening. But I was mostly worried because there was guys hanging around my campsite with me, and they're like, "Should we be around for this?" But it was nothing crazy was happening. She was just very angry and 3 sheets to the wind. Usually she's very fun, but that particular night was off. Sleep and left the next morning. It hurt, she said, but she added, It didn't cause an injury. It didn't break my arm. Mr. Platner strongly disputes any claims of physical intimidation or altercations. His campaign said.
His campaign said, yeah, he didn't say that. So Morris Cat said that.
Right.
The Times could not independently corroborate Miss Fifield's accounts of the altercations. Miss Fifield also recalled that Mr. Platner's displays of weaponry and discussions of violence sometimes left her uneasy. She said she kept an AR-15 lying. No, she said he kept an AR-15 lying around his apartment on Capitol Hill, and would sharpen an axe, a relic from his time working on the Appalachian Trail. We know this guy, right? We know this hardo guy, right? Before he enlisted in the Marines, while watching television. Sitting around watching television, sharpening his axe. What a hardo.
Interesting.
He had what she described as a warrior ethos and would fantasize about killing people he deemed a threat, she said. He said he told her that rape was about power. It was something that stuck with her through the years, Miss Fifield said. He said this a lot. If anybody ever broke in here, I would rape them. I'll say that again. He said this is a quote. He said this a lot. If anybody ever broke in here, I would rape them, she recalled, saying that he had added that it would not be in a sexual way, not in a gay way. No, sorry, it would be in a sexual way, not in a gay way.
What? What does that even mean?
Can you please clarify what that means?
Yeah, what the hell?
He said this a lot. If anybody ever broke in here, I would rape them, she recalled, saying that he added that it would not be in a sexual way. No, sorry, that it would not be in a sexual way, would not be in a sexual way,
He's saying that he would rape the intruders in a non-sexual and non-gay manner somehow.
It's like a Spartan warrior.
He was like, I would rape them to show them I'm dominant, she said. Asked about those remarks, the Platner campaign official did not dispute them.
Yeah, there it is.
Did not dispute them.
It's over. That's the Vince Carter meme after the dunk contest. Yeah, it's over. It's over.
All right, so that ain't great, obviously, but he didn't rape anybody. In his hypothetical scenario, when the robber comes in, the robber gets raped. Yes. So that's weird. It tells you, like, among other things, first of all, he'd do more time than the robber. It's kind of, if a robber comes in, you protect your stuff. I'm not sure if like, giping your flat screen earns you a good raping. I'm not sure that's how that works. It seems to me, just among gentlemen, that's one of them is the nuclear option here. And also, how much time are you going to devote to that? So you catch the robber in the house. You assume you tie him up or whatever, and then you like he's a big drinker too. It's like, are you sure you're gonna have performance issues? And that's like with you have a few cocktails. Sometimes you can't even with your wife can get a little difficult. But like an aggravated rape with some kind of like sex hammer of destruction, showing superiority, like that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. And that seems like not a great use of time. It's like, okay, we got him. Okay, honey, I'll call the police. No, not yet. He needs a rape and dominant. Like, can't you establish dominance without doing that? Seems to me there's something else at play there. That's kind of way too on the nose. I mean, it's a good deterrent for robbers, I guess. If the word gets on the street that Platner's or that some people in the city are combating thievery with sodomy, I guess it's effective, I guess. But it seems like it's kind of a time investment, and I think the robber might take umbrage and they might mention something at some point too. It's just it just seems like a lot. It seems like a lot. Doesn't seem like it's necessary to me. TMZ's running all over Washington D.C. now, saying if you're a robber who's been raped, please get in touch with us. I don't know. I must be old school. But once again, he's like apparently he's a real hardo, real bad drunk kind of guy. And that's it. But this is not a story of sexual assault. It just is not. I mean, the thing that we thought it was going to be, now that still could happen. And John Featherstone thinks it's going to happen. Other people think it's going to happen. That like the New York Times was cute here. They gave a nod towards sexual violence and they gave a nod towards rape. They didn't have the goods, but they did have the goods on his Nazi tattoo. So they really nailed him on that. But that's already been adjudicated, kind of. But so they got a little something. But this article was really ridiculous. Okay. Liz Garvin says, "What's up, making chocolate chip cookies for Laconia?" Oh, that's funny. That's not funny. I hope there's no nuts in the cookies, and I hope anywhere where there's a nut, there could be a chocolate chip. Obviously, go heavy on the chocolate chips. Danny is great. He is great. It's great to meet him. Did Platner say it was PTSD? Of course, he always says that. Splash says it's really odd Dems can't find normal candidates. Like, you could grab some dude working as a chaser at CVS who's a decent guy who could hate billionaires and oligarchs. It's a great point, Cashier. It's a great point. Yeah, but they've been working on this guy for a long time, and the thought is that during his time in D.C. is when the left, he started to make his contacts, and the left said, okay, you're our guy, and they fell in love with him down in D.C. when he was the robber raper, and from there they just went. But Splash, the normies don't embrace gender affirmation, Jew hatred, and killing insurance company executives, so they're not appealing to the Dems. That's true. That's true. Says Trish, because you're right. The Democrats now are for all those things. They're absolutely for it. They're the party of weirdos and hating the Jews and all the other stuff. Splash says, "Yeah, Trish, but you couldn't. Couldn't you just hand them a script, throw them a few bucks, and elevate them as a working class hero who hasn't been a complete monster his entire life?" How dare you? Yeah, I suppose. Cheswick says Tom has a sign on his front door. Please rob us, fellas. That is not true. That is not true. I can tell you one thing that, yeah, I don't have what it takes to be a rapist. I don't have that. No, I don't, and certainly I don't. Yeah, no. It's fruitless. But so that's the Graham Platner thing, and that's what we're dealing with now. And the left doesn't know what to do. They don't know what to do with this situation. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think that they're going to weather this storm because this isn't nearly as bad as it could have been. Is there more coming? I would think so. There's always something more with this guy. He's a maniac. There's no doubt about that. And like you don't know anybody. Most people don't know anybody like this. But it is interesting. And this a guy. When you say that you're going to rape somebody out of dominance, I understand. The thing is that it sounded like that she also liked him. So like she liked that he was a little crazy. He was exciting. He definitely would have been exciting. There's no doubt about that. Women like that. Women like crazy, exciting people. He had served. He was a bartender. It's like, what else do you want? Like, people are into that. Even though, women, a lot of women like to be around action. And the guy is like, he's not boring. There's no doubt about that. And, he's probably, he was a veteran. I'm not trying to, fix his, match profile or anything. I'm just saying I do understand that we just all know that some women are attracted to those things, and what are we gonna do now? It just is. It just is the fact that people are attracted to women are attracted to bad, toxic people. It's not new. I don't know to what extent. I don't know to what extent this means that anything's wrong, that his campaign is going to die. I don't think at all, as a matter of fact. But I don't know. We'll see. Will Democrats abandon him for this? Do you think? I don't really think so. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so. It's also the problem is that Lindsay Fifield, the woman who made the allegations, she's a Republican. And a Republican who everybody knows. I mean, she follows me. I follow her. She follows Featherston. They follow each other. People know her. And I know it shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. It is that way. My friend Whoopi Goldberg has some advice for you, Democrats who are thinking of voting.
No. Listen, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You saw all the stuff going on in Alabama.
Yeah.
I want to remind people of something. Just because your district has been gerrymandered doesn't mean you don't go vote.
Right.
You still can go vote for your candidate.
Yeah.
Please keep that in mind, because I think one of the reasons that they talk about it the way they do is to make people think that, well, there's no reason, it's just all Republicans. That's not so.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, they're crying in The View. They're so sad and morose, and they're really affected by all this stuff. I do want to play another cut. This is actually from The View as well. I played this earlier. And no, I didn't play it earlier, or maybe I did. This is Kara Swisher. Now, she's a moron. There's some tech writer that people think is really cool, but she actually is on to something right here, and I want to break this down.
But we might have to get used to the fact that this man may never pay for the things he's done. You're just going to have to. And it's going to be very hard for Democrats. It's going to be very hard for people. But there's a point where you need to move on. And I know people hate when I say that, but it's the fact of the matter. That said, you can go through a lot of other people, right? That there's a lot of people down low who aren't protected, which is why, you know, they're all going to want to get pardons.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I had lunch with a Trump person. They have lunch with me all the time. It's very funny. And they said, you know, I'm asking for a pardon. And I said, did you do anything? And they're like, no, because the Democrats are going to come after me. I said, they're not going to come after you if you didn't do anything. If
Yes,
you
they
did
are.
something, absolutely.
Wrong.
And it was such a mentality, you know, of like, because we do it, they're going to do it.
The retribution.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah, it didn't start with the Republicans, believe me. But the point that I wanted to say about that is that she's saying that Democrats have to understand that Trump may not pay for all the things he's done wrong. Now, I don't agree with her on all the things he's done wrong, or they suggest he's done wrong. But I will say this, is that her telling Democrats that it's going to be time to start to get over stuff, that is a little bit reassuring. That she's saying, okay, guys, like, we're not going to get what we're not going to get the validation that we need. Trump's not going to get shot. He's not going to die of something awful. He's not going to go to jail for the rest of his life and have to not be able to dye his hair and have his comb over and be in a red jumpsuit. Like, the thing that we want most, that we lust after to make us feel alive again. The Trump voters saying, so you can see them all say, I was wrong the whole time of Trump. I'm sorry. Like, they're never going to get that. And for them to say that and start to move on emotionally, that's good stuff. That we need, because the left needs to, they need to start to move on. Like, you can't really live in a world where you're so, like taken by this insanity and so obsessed with this insanity that you're involved in, that it consumes you totally. And also, the other problem is that you're more insane than Trump is. Your policies are much more insane than Trump's policies. You're more crazy. This is, here we go. This is mainstream Democratic policies. And they're like, why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care? Let's see.
New York Democrats argue the words mother and father are outdated and need to be replaced with more inclusive terms under state law. All that's needed now is Governor Kathy Hochul's signature. So if Hochul approves, in New York's family court and in domestic and education law, a mother would be labeled as a gestating parent, a father as a non-gestating parent, and paternity proceedings to determine the child's father would be called parentage proceedings.
Trump has never done anything, said anything, or had any thought that's anywhere near that freaking insane as this actually ratified Democratic piece of legislation.
The bill passed the state Senate this week and the state assembly back in March. Governor Hochul proudly calls herself New York's first mom governor. It's unclear if she'll support this change, though.
I'm not familiar with what was introduced late last night, so I'll take a look at it. I have until the end of the year to review them and make a decision, so I won't be commenting on pending legislation.
Yeah, I'm
New
sure
York
she
will
won't.
join other states like Massachusetts, California, Connecticut, and Colorado to change the definition and wording of parents in their state laws. Democrats argue the bill is necessary to accommodate surrogacy cases and same-sex couples. Now, Governor Hochul's up for re-election this year. Her main challenger, Republican Nassau
Right, it's
County
necessary. It's on the science. It's necessary. F you.
Bruce Blakeman tells Fox this morning this bill is a continuation of war declared on families by Democrats.
It absolutely is. And once again, Trump has done nothing that bad ever. So I'm not taking it, and either are you, that this is that Trump is the existential, most historic, terrible thing they've ever seen. I'm just not. I'm not. Here's Ed Markey trying to deal with the Platner question.
Before we go, Senator, I have to ask you about embattled Maine Senate candidate Graham Platner. He met with Democrats in D.C. yesterday. Will you endorse his campaign?
I know that he is out and he is campaigning on kitchen table issues. I know that he is opposed to this slush fund, which Donald Trump is putting together. He's putting affordability front and center for the voters of Maine to decide this race. And I think that he has the right issues to be focusing upon this year in Maine, as I am doing, and I think other people who are really concerned about the direction our country is going in right now.
It sounds like he has your support, Senator.
Well, I am convinced that he is running on all of the right issues for our country right now.
So why not say that you endorse him?
But in my opinion, he has taken the issues and he's galvanized a grassroots movement all across Maine. People are responding at the town meetings. They are up, they are energized, and in my opinion, he is on a pathway to victory in the state of Maine.
It's rough, man, but hey, you wanted to get in this game of soul selling. You're in the game of soul selling. Doesn't always look good. We just got Pelly yesterday, right? You know what I like? By the way, who is this Vava Voom chick from? Did you guys see this from what's it? Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell's Lindell TV has this Vava Voom reporter in this tiny miniskirt approaching Nancy Pelosi. We like this lady.
Hi, Congresswoman Pelosi. Last time I asked you about January 6th, why you turned the National Guard away on January 6th, you told me to shut up and that I was repeating Republican talking points.
Shut up again because you're speaking lies. And I don't have
right
anything
here.
to do
You're
with
right
it.
here on record saying,
no,
I'll
shut up.
admit it.
No, I did not admit it. The president never would agree to send the National Guard. Don't waste your time or mine on you.
Why was your daughter filming you on January 6th?
Why don't you get away?
Oh.
These are just questions the American people want answers to.
No, you know what? I don't even think you're a real journalist. You work for Mike the Pillow Man?
Actually, I do, and we're very proud.
I don't consider that journalism. Mike the Pillow Man, that's not journalism. I don't have any reason to talk to you.
He'd love to give you a free
I want you
pillow.
to record this. I want people to know that you're not a real journalist.
I like
you work
this.
for Mike the Pillow Man, and all you do is spout untruths. Get away from
You
me.
can insult me all you
Get
want,
away
but
from me.
Thank you, guys.
thank you, Congresswoman. We'll give you my pillow so you can have a nice sleep tonight, okay? Take care.
Bravo, miniskirt lady. We like her. I need to know more about her, guys. Some of you guys are creeps. You can find out about her. Yeah, I think that's great. By the way, you know, to meanwhile, they tell us that we're not journalists either. We were cited today in the New York Times in that Platner piece and given credit as a conservative media organization. So my friends at the New York Times, all the news that's fit to print, called us a media organization. I hate to tell you guys that we are legit. We've gone legit. Let me check the chat. I got a golden ticket song in my head. Is there a more uniquely creepy movie than that movie? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from the 70s. I know it's a good movie, but still. Let's see. If Tom started okay. Splash says if they found Platner's real last name was Horowitz, maybe they'd revolt. That's a great point. That's a great point. Splash says if Tom started dating Graham, the Hollywood gossip columns would refer to the two of them as Shatner. I like that. I don't think they would, though. I don't think they would. Left move on. I believe it when I see it. Yeah, saw it dated. Democrats are awful, and I really think they win at the end of the day, and we're in a civil war 80 years from now. The divide is too great. The divide is tough. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think that there's going to be a civil war. I don't think they know how to do anything. They're milquetoast. This guy hasn't lived in Mass for decades. How has he not shaken that Boston accent? Yeah, Marky, he hasn't. He's not great. Like he's obviously a family friend, but He's not great, but it's Ed Markey and Liz Warren. Holy frig. And also, like, you want to have another, you want to wonder if Platner's career is over. Like, Teddy Kenny killed a woman and didn't change his behavior for like 30 years. Why not do all the same thing? Ed Markey is the R word. Like, Jesus Christ, you're shaking and quivering while trying to answer a question. Yeah, I know. Wait. Is that me? Wait, did you guys see the video? Or you just saw Ed Markey? He was shaking and quivering. Can you see when I play stuff? That would be great. You can't, can you? God, that would be great. You can't. That would be great. That's why maybe I should get StreamYard. He's not well, from what I hear. Someone needs to follow him while he's walking around. Whatever I think, I drink too much. I listen to Pelosi interview in off hours and I feel like a health nut. I gotta say, in her day, in about 1965, somebody does follow him around to clean up his number twos he leaves on the sidewalk. Who is that you're talking about? Stage production of Willy Wonka is far creepier than the 1971 movie. Stage production? Is there a Broadway show of it? My kid, I have a child who was in one. My son Cyril, it was in was an Oompa Loompa a few months ago. He was good. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Another kid. No, maybe he was. Hey, Cyril. Anson. Who was an Oompa Loompa in Willy Wonka? It was you. Okay. Did you like the role? He liked the role. Stage production. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's right. He did all the little kicks, the little. No, that was the Munchkin one. These are different midgets we're talking about here. This is my other son did the little kicks. We represent the Lollipop Guild. And his feet would kick out like that. It was really cool. Ah, God, I'll tell you. So yeah, last night was great. Pelosi had some fantastic milk cannons. God bless her for that. I don't know what that means. I wouldn't use or objectify women like that. I'm not able to do that. Alice knows that very well. I would never objectify her at all. I was pleased last night when I saw Menners. I was pleased to give him some West Newbury maple syrup. Because, in Australia, they don't have maple trees. They don't. They have maple syrup imported from Canada, but no maple trees. Seems right. Sorry, I know I look more wrecked than usual, but I'm just, it's been a long broadcasting day. I was in for Rob Carson today on Newsmax. I won my 1990 fifth grade Best Actor award role as Mike TV in the Willy Wonka play. Mike TV, who's that? Virgil Achilles Orson Wells? Splash says I won my 1990. Splash, how old are you? Fifth grade in 1990? Are you even 40? The Boston Opera House production was disturbing. Veruca Salt died by being ripped apart limb from limb. Jesus. Ugh. Yeah, there's something about even the Gene Wilder part in the movie was like with his smile and doing his little flip thing. Oh. And that little kid, little German kid, and this weird grandfather, and all the grandparents sleeping together. All West Newbury has is John Cena. That is correct. West Newbury has nothing. Nothing. I'll give you this piece of advice. If you see a town sign that says West Newbury, Massachusetts, you're not where you need to be. There's no reason. There's nothing here at all. This is simply like what was left after. So it used to be Newbury in like 1630, and then Newbury was beautiful, but they had to. It was too big, and everybody needed to. The church. That meant that the church was too far to go to from people who lived out here. You'd have to go like 7 miles. So they had to create 2 different towns, partition them off, and create Newbury Port, which is awesome, obviously, and West Newbury. And so West Newbury is just like the scrap end that's left at the good steak. It's like West Newbury. If you order a ribeye, West Newbury is Brazil. It's like just the part that's not the marbled fatty thing. I despise. Splash says I'm 46. I'll remember better in the morning. I think I'm 47. Yeah, 46. Jesus. Isn't it funny just how the years go by? I mean, why are there no classes on that in high school? Why are there no classes? And just so you know, guys, life is going to be a cluster bleep of stuff that doesn't really care what you feel about it. It's going to go 1,000 miles per hour. Your 30s are going to take 1 week to be done. And then somehow you're 40. And once you're 40, you're no really longer young. And your bad behavior, you're going to have to try to compartmentalize and rationalize in your mind why that's still okay. Because remember, you thought that when you were 40, you'd have your bleep together and be perfectly like, they need that. Splash says, I did date a beautiful girl from West Newbury in 2000. She worked at the Bath and Body Works at the North Shore Mall. Very interesting. What was her name, Splash? Let's dox her right now. Yeah, there's plenty of beautiful women around here, I think. Oh, yeah, there are. There's tons. There's tons. Me and Alice were at the playground today. It was a chock full of MILFs out there. Come for the MILFs. That's right. That's all we have. In one food mart. There's a place called the Food Mart here. This is all we have. And the Food Mart has incredible chicken salad. Incredible. Garlicky. It's like ridiculous. It's awesome. I once had a date. When I got back from Punta Cana, we went like with 20 people. And I went to the, not the Castle Flag, and the Green Dragon in Boston. And this woman was on a date next to me. She looked like Jennifer Love Hewitt, who I loved at the time. And she kept looking over at me. But she's on the stage. She kept looking over at me. And he went to the bathroom, and she came over and said, hey, I'm really interested in talking to you. I'd like to talk to you. And I'm going to have him leave, and we can hang out. I was like, whoa, my God. I was like, is this it? Is everything changed? Sarah Krause. Okay, we'll Google stalk her soon. Anyway, so I'm like, oh my God. And she liked me, and she was cute and whatever. And we went on this date, and I forgot what was going on. I might have had a girlfriend at the time. Anyway, so she was really cute, and she was like, we went on this date, and she was like, after that night, we went on like I think we went on a real date. I've only been like 4 days. Anyway, this girl like loved me, and she was beautiful and this and that. But I think I had a girlfriend. I think I was dating supple at the time, so I really couldn't. I was like just blown away. I was like, oh, come on. So, anyone else here date her? So anyway, she worked at a purse store. What's the purse store that has like up high-end purses? And we went on this date, and she's like, wow, I really like you, Tom. I can't wait. We're going to have such a great relationship. And she was like perfect for me, but for some reason I couldn't do it or didn't do it. I was an idiot, obviously, or maybe I was just dating supple at the time. And I was just, I didn't have anything to say. At the time I was a concierge, which you didn't know. But anyway, the whole reason I mentioned this is we had this like intense date, and she was into me, and I had this video of her on a video cam, which back then I didn't know how to save video, so I just deleted it because I was an idiot. Not video, not dirty video, just her like having fun and dancing in my kitchen or something. And Tom, come down to the South Shore, grab some drinks at Alba, and we'll share stories about striking out. I like Alba. What's his name who runs Alba? I've been there before. We used to record there from Boston Herald Radio. It's a great place. Quincy girls are they're too advanced. They're too tough, too alpha for me. They're beautiful, but they're too alpha. They don't like me. They see a weak person. They don't see a person sharpening his axe when they see me. Who's the guy from Alba? Victor. Come on, it's a great restaurant, Alba. I have been there with all the beautiful steaks. Anyway, so this girl, we have this wonderful date. Her name was Liza, or I'll give you her last name. Liza Riolo, I think was her name. She was beautiful. Later on, I worked for the Michael Graham show. She sends me this long thing on Facebook saying, hey, I love you in the show. You guys are so great. This, that, blah, 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 blah. And I said, we went on a date in 1999, you and I. Do you remember? And she said, no, but I'm sure it was nice. Oh, freak, really? Can't even just save a little bit of RAM for the date. Leo, that's right, from Alba. Yeah, that's a great place. I would love to go back there. It was we always love that place. Okay. So let's do the chat, shall we? Leo Kira, he's good friends with my dad. Oh, really? Oh, that's good to know. He's a great guy. Where's he from again, Leo? He's from a Slavic place, isn't he, Leo? Okay. Let me go to the show chat. I've got a golden ticket.
Hey, Billy from Manchester.
Hey, Billy.
You know, to quote Kirk Minahan on Kirk and Callahan years ago,
Yeah.
and Tim will know exactly when this was, but this is Kirk's feelings about Rich Keefe. But Tom hates his wife right now. Oh my God, this is just what a rant this whole podcast was. I mean, her alleged affair, just spending money they don't have, and he's sitting there suffering with these kids with the ticks. Just let the kid get Lyme disease. What's the big deal?
I agree.
But you know, Tim needs to find out when that was, because it was probably about 15 years ago. Hates his wife, and then you're not doing a show because you're going to see Menners.
Yes.
Pathetic. This a disappointed 48-second message.
Billy, first of all, I remember when Kirk was going out after Rich Keefe. He was vicious to him. He was like of his voice or something like that. And I did not really see Menners. I saw Tim McCann as well, and Stephen Merrick. So, and Kane. So this is no slouches we're dealing with here. Yeah, I couldn't do a show yesterday. That's too. You know, today was a big day. It was a big day. Plus, I was up really early today. We had to. What do we have to? My daughter's last day at Fauntleroy Academy.
Hi, Steve from Merriman.
Hey, Steve.
Okay, listen, I know you probably can't control where the commercials come in.
Yeah.
On Apple.
Well, I can control where they come in. I can control the two in the middle where they can come in, but I stopped trying. But the pre-roll and post-roll, I can't control.
Podcast, which is where I listen to the show.
Yes.
I can't listen commercial free because I'm driving all day.
I know.
And the signals are spotty, so I need to download episodes. But I object. You need to speak to somebody above. I can take it when the commercial break starts in the middle of you talking.
Yeah.
Or I can take it when the commercial break starts in the middle of a sound cut that you're playing. But one thing I cannot take is a commercial break happening in the middle of a chat from Dr. Cheswick.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay.
Be better.
Okay.
Oh, man. Whenever I hear Cheswick, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good one. And you just took it away. You pulled the rug out, and I don't like it. Thank you.
Okay, Steve, I probably have some control over that. I mean, it kind of places it by default towards the end, I think. And I think there's a reason. I don't know. Maybe there's something I can do about that. I am sorry about that. I don't like that either. I've listened to podcasts, and suddenly it's in the middle of a commercial. I'm like, what the frig happened here? We're just getting somewhere.
Hey, Tom Thomason
Hey,
here.
Tom.
Hey, Tom, maybe next Saturday or the Saturday after, tell us what time you want all of us burn barrelists to be at that restaurant to protest.
Ooh.
Pick a day and let us all know, and we'll go there with signs and we'll tell them what we think. We want to see the video. Show us the video.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Thank you, Tom. Maybe I will, actually. Maybe I will. It's not over. They can't just go on and say, yeah, we have proof that you're thieves, and then sign off and say this matter's over to us. Like, F you, dude. Yeah, that ain't over. No doubt about that. No doubt about that.
Hey, Tom.
Hey,
Tom Thomason again. I think I'm all caught up now with the podcast.
Good.
Hey, the hat you should look at is a boonie cap. That's what we called them in the Army. It's got the brim all the way around, a short brim all the way around. It's a very soft cap. That might be a good one for you. Try it. 25 cents.
Boonie cap. Army. The only problem is I see it, and it looks fine. The only problem is I wear headphones, like full headphones. But I appreciate it.
Hi, Steve from Merriman.
Hey, Steve.
I love the guy who called in about his friend who found the snail in the fruit salad.
Yeah.
At the diner in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
If he could call back and let me know which diner, which I will never frequent. But I also love Tom's reaction. As soon as he hears fruit salad, he's like, oh, you know. Turn in your man card. Okay, Jack LaLanne. Yeah, this coming from a guy who won't even take his shirt off when he has connubial fulfillment with his wife. Okay, hey, maybe eat a few more fruit salads and a little less friggin' fettuccine Alfredo. Oh, what a friggin' toothache you are.
How dare you? I'm on Wegovy, my friend. That is healthy living, okay? How dare you? Fruit salad is a fruitless frigging endeavor. Oh, and no, I will never take my shirt off. Alice will never see this thing that I am. Oh, my God. It's already, like, no. It's already, like, every time Alice and I are romantic, it's like she broke into Graham Platner's home to steal and get caught. That's like, it's already strong.
Hey, Tom. Tom again.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, I am mechanically illiterate, but I do know at the bottom of your mower, you should be able to adjust your wheels, because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Since I don't mow my lawn for 3 or 4 weeks, it's like 2 feet tall. You just raise up the wheels so it, or lower the wheels, whatever. It raises the bed of the mower, and it should make mowing easier.
It does,
35 seconds.
but then it doesn't mow it short either. So you're right. They were put down low last year when my neighbor still lived there, but he's moved out now. Marital lack of bliss, I guess, what it is. It's not a bad point, but I know how to do that. But I don't. I haven't. I just want it to end. It's just like, yeah, I'm not asking much. Splash says, I hate finding cantaloupe in my fruit salad. I prefer a slug. I totally agree. It's like, it's horrible. Steve from Merrimack. Dish says, Steve from Merrimack, get the ad-free version in Apple Podcasts. You can. That's there, too. They're from Albania. That's right. Is that where Alba's from? Like a girl? She is, right? But was she from that restaurant? Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks for giving me the day off yesterday. We had to meet friends. Right? Anyway, it's been a great week. I'll see. This is Thursday, right? I'll be on. By the way, if you want to listen to me, I'll be in for Rob Carson tomorrow on Newsmax. He's in a bunch of stations. I think they're syndicated around as well. But you can find it at Newsmax from 12 to 3. Then I will be on Mainwire TV from 4 to 5, and we'll see what the Platner stuff. Like what's going on with that at that point. It's such an interesting time. It's like it really is kind of just like fun as hell that we're in the time of total extremity. That works, right? Extremity, that means extreme. Does that mean what that means? Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for Patreons. Thank you for folks who are just checking in and aren't Patreon people. Appreciate you hanging out. And thanks for listening to the food show. The Shot of Shattuck show has been shelved because I've got too many gigs right now. And we're on Mainwire TV. We're thinking of doing another show on Mainwire TV as well. Exciting stuff happening. You guys are awesome. We'll see you later.
C'est la vie.